Hello students. In previous class we are studied about refraction of light. Today we discussing some activities related to refraction of light. So in first experiment, see there in picture, a pencil kept inside a glass. So you should fill 3/4 of water into a glass vessel. So in the surface of separation, air and water, there will be we can see bent shape of pencil. Why? Due to the refraction of light. The optical density of air is different and the optical density of water is different. So in the surface of separation, the pencil we can see in the bent shape. It is appear in bent shape. So it is due to the refraction of light. Similar, another one experiment is there. Keep a coin in a glass vessel. So you should move backward direction. See their picture another. You want to move in backward direction. In particular position we can't see that coin. Why? Because we moved no backward direction. In particular position you can't see that coin. Again you ask to another child to pour your water into that vessel without disturbing the coin. You want to pour water into vessel. So again we can see that coin. Why? Because due to refraction of light we can see that coin. You studied in first, a boy aimed to arrow to a fish but he got there a frog. Why? Because it is due to the refraction of light he got there a frog. So another experiment, see there. You want to draw a line, kept on that line one glass slab. So you want to see in a perpendicular direction, kept that. You want to see in the side. So we can see that line in a straight line. Why? Because the refraction of light we can see that glass in straight, that line in straight line. See another picture, he getting there cross direction. Why? Because due to refraction of light it is appear to be a bent shape. See the next picture, he kept that on that line glass slab. If he see in vertically, so he getting there that line in straight line. It is due to the refraction of light. So another one experiment, you want to put a coin into a beaker. You fill 3/4 of water. We can suddenly can't get that coin, because why? It is raised some upper edge, so we can't get that coin suddenly. Due to refraction of light, the coin appears in different places. It is your study. And next we are discussing total internal reflection. What is total internal reflection? Consider here, it is an water, two medium is there. It is water, it is air. When a ray of light passes from water to air, what happened there? Refraction takes place. You are studied because of the density of water and density of air is different. So in the surface of separation of two medium, the refraction takes place. When a ray of light falls from water to air, it in the surface of separation it bending, no? So next again that angle is increased, means again that refraction in another direction. So in particular angle, the refraction angle, you want to draw here normal. In particular angle, this refracted in 90 degrees. So you are getting here 90 degree. The angle between, this is called angle of incident. This is called angle of refraction. Again another ray falling here. This is called angle of incident. This is angle of refraction. In particular angle, the refracted angle it becomes 90 degree. In which time the critical angle of water, the critical angle of 48.6 degree. If the angle 48.6 is there, means the refracted angle becomes here 90 degree. This is called the critical angle of water. The critical angle of different medium is different. Why? Because the optical density of different medium is different, so critical angle also different. Then the critical angle of glass, it is 42 degree. The critical angle of glass is 42 degree. The critical angle of water 48.6. When a ray of light falls from higher optical density to a lower optical density, in a particular angle, that a critical angle, the refracted angle becomes 90 degree. That angle is called a critical angle. If the ray of light here increase, means the angle of incidence is consider 55 degree. The angle of incident becomes 55 degree. So it does not refraction takes place. It refracted in a same medium. That is called total internal reflection. Total internal reflection means when a ray of light from higher optical density to passes to a lower optical density, the angle of incident is greater than the critical angle. The angle of incident is greater than the critical angle. The refracted ray refraction in the same medium, that does not refraction takes place, that are reflected in a same medium. So we can tell the total internal refraction means when a ray of light falls from higher optical density to a lower optical density, the angle of incident is greater than the critical angle. The angle reflected in a same medium, it does not undergo refraction. So that is called a total internal refraction. You understood what is critical angle and what is total internal reflection. So related to some pictures is here. You understood what is critical angle and total internal reflection. Now see here, some pictures are given. In first picture A, when a ray of light from higher optical density to passes to lower optical density. The water have higher optical density, air have less optical density. So when a ray of light passes from water to air, so here the angle of incident becomes 55 degree. So what happened here? Total internal reflection takes place. Why? Because the angle of the critical angle of water is 48.6. So it is greater than the critical angle. So it reflects in the same medium. This is called total internal reflection. You see there in second picture, when a ray of light passes from higher optical density to a lower optical density. So here what happened? The angle of incident becomes 48.6 degree. So 48.6 degree is the critical angle of water. So it refracted in a 90 degree. So this is critical angle of water. So it refracted in a 90 degree. In next picture, see here, when a ray of light from higher optical density to lower optical density, the glass critical angle is 42 degree. So it becomes lower than the incident angle becomes 28 degree. So it's refracted like that takes place. Here total internal reflection also takes place. The refraction also takes place. The next picture, see here, when a ray of light falls from higher optical density to a lower optical density, glass to air. So the angle of incident becomes here 42 degrees. So you know that the critical angle of a glass is 42 degrees. So it refracted in a 90 degree. So it is called the critical angle of glass is 42 degree. In next picture, see here, the critical angle of glass, you know that 42 degree. So when a ray of light falls from higher optical density to a lower optical density, so here angle of incident is greater than the critical angle. The critical angle of glass is 42 degrees. So here we are getting 45 degree. So it reflected in a same medium. It does not undergo refraction. So it reflected in same medium. So it is called a total internal reflection. In this picture, the total internal reflection takes place in a E and A. These two pictures is related to total internal reflection. Which all pictures showing the critical angle, the water and glass critical angle. These two pictures, B and D. Next, in which all field we are using total internal reflection? In the medical field, the purpose of endoscope, and in the field of telecommunication. In telecommunication, the total internal reflection is used. The number of signals in different frequency passes through in different areas. So that takes place in the total internal reflection. See here, in a fiber, optical fiber cable, in telecommunication, we are using optical fiber cable. There are total internal reflection is takes place. It is like that. See here, like that total internal reflection takes place in different areas that are sending in different frequencies. Next, we are discussing lens. What is lens? Lens is a transparent medium, is called a lens. You are studied in 4th chapter different types of lens: convex, concave and plane mirror. That all you are studying. In this chapter we are studying about lens. Lens is a transparent medium, that is called a lens. There are two types lens. One is convex lenses and another one is concave lens. It is called a convex lens. Another one concave lens. It forming between these two parts a circle, imaginary circle is there like that. So we are getting here this convex lens. In between these two, we are imaginary circle, we are getting this convex lens. This is represented P, it is called optic center. It is center of two imaginary circle. This is center of curvature. Similar process in a concave lens also. In a concave lens, in between these imaginary two lines, we are getting concave lens. This is called a concave lens. It is concave lens. Concave lens. There, the midpoint is called the optic center. It is center of curvature. The midpoint of this imaginary circle is called the center of curvature. The midpoint of this lens is called the optic center. In a concave lens also, the midpoint of the lens is called the optic center. The midpoint of this circle is called the center of curvature. Next, what is principal axis? Principal axis is the image here. This is called the principal axis. The line joining center of curvature passes through a optic center. Center of curvature passes through a optical center is called the principal axis. Here also the line joining these is called the principal axis. Next, we are seeing what is principal focus. Principal focus is the when a beam of light falls on a lens. So where the beam of light after refraction combine together in a point. At that point is called a focus. So see this video so we can understand clearly about the principal focus in a concave lens and principal focus in convex lens. You can clearly understand.
Okay, this setup will help us to investigate the behavior of light as they pass through a thin converging lens. So I have a parallel beam of light here. When I place a thin converging lens here, the ray that is parallel to the principal axis, it will bend and cut the focal point. And the ray that cuts through the optical center, it will go straight through without bending. Okay, when I place a diverging lens here, the ray will diverge outwards. And if you were to trace back the ray, this point where the ray will converge, this is the principal focus or the focal point.
So you have seen how the principal focus appears in concave lens and convex lens. So here in a convex lens, when a beam of light, it is called the principal axis, it is optic center, it is center of curvature C. When a ray of light passes parallel like that, so what happened after refraction, they coinciding at a point. So this point is called the principal focus. This combined together, this point, this is called the focus. Similarly, in a concave mirror also, when a ray of light passes parallel to principal axis, when a ray of beam of light passes parallel to the principal axis, so when what happened here also, like that ray of light falls after refraction, like that refracting, so it is imaginary line joining at a point in the principal axis. Here also like that refraction takes place, so combining at a point. This point is called a focus. The focus of a convex mirror here, the focus of a concave mirror is here we are getting. Next, some rules.
Okay, this setup will help us to investigate the behavior of light as they pass through a thin converging lens. So I have a parallel beam of light here. When I place a thin converging lens here, the ray that is parallel to the principal axis, it will bend and cut the focal point. And the ray that cuts through the optical center, it will go straight through without bending. Okay, when I place a diverging lens here, the ray will diverge outwards. And if you were to trace back the ray, this point where the ray will converge, this is the principal focus or the focal point.
Rules are following when a ray of light passes in a convex lens and a concave lens. Which all that rules? The first rule, when a ray of light falls on a convex mirror, passes through a optic center. When a ray of light passes through a optic center, so it does not refraction takes place. It passes only like that. It does not undergo any deviation. So it passes like that. Similar process in a concave mirror also. In a concave mirror, when a ray of light passes through a optic center, so it passes like that. It does not undergo refraction. Next, second rule, when a ray of light passes parallel to the principal axis, when a ray of light falls parallel to the principal axis, like that pass means it after refraction passes through a focus. After refraction it passes through a focus. In concave mirror also, when a ray of light passes parallel to the principal axis. What happened here also? After refraction it comes into a focus. Third rule, when a ray of light, it is principal axis, optic center of curvature. When a ray of light passes to focus, it passes parallel to the principal axis. Same process in a convex mirror also, concave mirror. When a ray of light passes from focus, after refraction it passes parallel to the principal axis. So here three rules are following. First rule is that when a ray of light passes in a optic center, it does not undergo any deviation, it does not undergo refraction. In second rule, when a ray of light passes parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it passes through the principal focus. In after third rule, when a ray of light passes through a principal focus, after refraction it passes parallel to the principal axis. This is the three rules are following when a beam of light passes through a lens. Next, remaining portion we will continue our next class.